DreAllDay.com. Dre Baldwin, DreAllDay.com. Let's talk about discrimination. And I did an episode of my podcast about this that is, I go even deeper on this subject, but I want to give a shortened version here for those of you with short attention spans. I know some of you got that. But this concept of discrimination, the very definition, first of all, I'm going to tell you why discrimination actually is a good thing. Yes, why discrimination is a good thing. Now, the definition of discrimination from the dictionary just says unjustly, deciding that you are, not agreeing with or not riding with a certain group of people, especially based on things like race, gender, disability, religion, things like that. That's not the kind of discrimination I'm talking about. I'm talking about not with the especially part. Take the especially part out, but deciding, predetermining that you are riding with a certain group or not riding with a certain group or an idea before you even examine, what it is that they're offering or what they're doing. That's the kind of discrimination I'm talking about, and I'm telling you that that's actually a good thing, and here's why. First of all, we all have to remember, this is not even information, but something that you already know. Remember that your resources are not unlimited, meaning your time is not unlimited, maybe your money is unlimited, but your attention, your energy, and your focus, those resources are not unlimited. You only have a certain amount of those to go around every single day. So right now, I'm driving, I'm gonna go to the store. The time that I spend doing this is time that I can't spend doing other things. The attention and energy that I put into talking to you right now on this camera, I can't put this attention and energy into talking to somebody on the phone or listening to music because I'm talking to you right now on this video. So we all had to make decisions every day about how we're going to use these limited resources. And this is why discrimination is important, because you don't have an unlimited amount of these resources to look at every single possible thing that you could do. Like right now I'm driving past people. What if every person I drove past wanted me to stop so they could ask me a question, or they could share something with me, or they could sell something to me, or they could tell me about what they're working on, or tell me why I should invest in their business or in their product or in their program, or I should buy whatever it is that they're selling. If I was to stop and listen to every single person, I would never get to where I'm trying to get to. I'd never get to my destination. Any of you ever been to like one of those, like an open market where people are selling stuff, or a flea market, or swap meet, or anywhere where people are making sales? You have vendors. You go to one of those fairs, they have them here where I live, I'm sure where you live they have them as well. You go to one of those fairs, it's like 300 different people selling stuff, right? Now, if you really thought about it, if you really think about this, what if you stopped and listened to every single vendor who was selling stuff and let each one of them explain to you what they were selling, why they're selling it, and why you should buy it? You would never make it through the fair. You wouldn't even get to, the fair would probably be closed before you got through listening to every single one of those 300 people pitching their product or their offer or their service. So you had to discriminate in deciding, all right, what is it that I'm actually interested in buying? Maybe you're trying to get something to eat, so you're not going to listen to the people who are selling clothes and sneakers and scarves and baby clothes and baby stuff. You just want to look at the people who are selling food, because it might only be 50 people selling food. Now you also know, all right, I'm trying to get a meal. I'm not trying to get some ice cream or some candy or some drinks. So the people who are selling those things you don't listen to. And now there's only like 20 people left who are selling actual meals. And you decide, all right, I don't like barbecue and I don't like Asian food, so you're not listening to them. That eliminates another 5 or 6. So now it's only like 12 left. So now with those 12, those are the ones that are selling the kind of food that you might be interested in. Now you only got to look at 12. Now, wouldn't that take you a lot less time to make your decision if you looked at all 300 people that were selling stuff? This is an example of what it means to discriminate. So discrimination is not about hating on anybody or being negative towards anyone, or just saying that you don't like someone just because of who they are. Being discriminatory means you knowing what you want, knowing what your parameters are, and then thusly eliminating a whole bunch of options from the very beginning, so that you don't even have to put time into them, because you already know you're not interested in what they're offering. So if I want to go to, let's say for example, I want to sign up for a gym. I want to sign up for a gym membership, but I already know off the top I like to play basketball. So I'm going to sign up for a gym that has a basketball court inside of it. And any gym that doesn't have a basketball court, I'm not interested. So I don't need to look at all 30 gyms in town. I need to look at the 12 gyms that have a basketball court. Now, of those 12 gyms that have a basketball court, I want one that's somewhere in between where I live and where I work. So I can go to the gym every day, either after work or before work, and I don't have to go out of my way. So now it's only 3 gyms. Now I know I want to spend less than $50 a month. Now it's only 1. So boom, I already know what gym I'm going to join. That's how discrimination helps. Is knowing what you want, also knowing what you don't want, and eliminating options based on what your parameters are. Now, in order for you to discriminate, you got to have parameters. What are your parameters? What are the things that you want? What are the things that you don't want? And this is what makes discrimination a challenge for some people in a good way, or the good kind of discrimination, a challenge for some people because they don't even know what their parameters are. Like they're like, well, I don't know what I want. I don't know what's important to me. I don't know what matters. I don't know what's the order of operations here. Because for me, let's say I'm looking at those gyms and maybe none of the gyms is in my price range, or none of the gyms is, in between my home and my job. So I got to make some concessions in this situation. That's all right, as long as I know what is the most important thing. So if I decide, for example, all right, well, the most important thing is price. So I want the cheapest gym. So I'm willing to drive out of my way as long as the gym is cheap. Or the next most important thing is, all right, if none of the gyms in town got a basketball court, maybe they'll have they got to have a lot of cardio equipment. Or if I can't play basketball, at least I want to be able to go in the swimming pool. Or if they don't have that, then maybe they'll have a boxing ring, so I could hit the punching bag or do something like that. They got some boxing equipment. Or if they have a lot of classes, so I could take some yoga class or Pilates or some group boot camp fitness classes, something like that. You got to know what your parameters are. What are the things that you want? What are the things that you don't want? What is the order? What's the hierarchy of what's the most important thing, next most important, next most important? If you don't know what these are, then you'll never be able to make these decisions. So discrimination is actually a great thing for all of us, as long as we know what we're discriminating for and what we're trying to get. So for you, these are the questions you got to answer for yourself. What is it that I want? What are the most important things that I want? What are the things that I'm willing to do without? And what's the order? What goes first? What goes second? What goes third? If you don't know what these are, it's impossible to discriminate. And the challenge with not discriminating is that everything is open to you. Everything's an option for you. And look around in your world. Look around in our world. There are so many options that for you to go through all of them, you would use up all your time. You would never actually get to the things that you want in life. So this is why discrimination is very important. And you should listen to the episode of my podcast. I think this is episode 2136, where I talked about discrimination. Let me make sure I give you the right episodes. I just posted a reel about this actually today. Yes, episode 2136, Work on Your Game podcast. Listen to that episode where I talk about discrimination. So if y'all watching this on YouTube, I put the videos out for my podcast on YouTube, but I put them out. They come out like 3 months after the actual episode came out. So episode 2136 is already out, but y'all on YouTube, if you're only watching me on YouTube, you're not going to see that video for like 3 months. But you can listen to the audio right now, or you can go to dreallday.com and just type in that number in the search, and you can watch that episode right now. So that's dreallday.com/ then just put the number and put a little dash. 2136, put that little dash, and then you can watch that video right there. Or you can listen to the audio on Spotify, Apple, SoundCloud. Y'all know how to find podcasts. Just look it up. So 2 more things for y'all to do. First of all, get my daily motivation text for free. Just text me by hitting me at my text number. It's 305-384-6894. I send that out every day to everyone in my text community. And the second thing, join my Bulletproof Mastermind. That's where I do a live training every week. I'm working with entrepreneurs and professionals on your personal and professional development. That is at workonyourgameuniversity.com. Work on your game. Dre all day.